We got Bob Bailey, Bailey Engineering. You awake, Bob? Come on.
Thanks. Okay. All right, that works. My name is Bob Bailey. My company is Bailey Engineering. Um, yeah. I started the company in 1993 because I got my Buick in '88 and was fiddling with the electronics, and I started to make little gizmos and gadgets, and my wife was a little bit tired of all the time I was spending on it, and I was working on this thing in the basement. And she said, well, that's the last one. If that one isn't successful and if people don't like it, we're not going to do this anymore. And that product was the ScanMaster. It was pretty successful, I think. We've been selling it since 1993. The first one was the ScanMaster 1. And then we added the second button, like in that same year, so it became the ScanMaster 2. So since about 1994, we've been making the same unit. Every year or so, somebody says, several people say, couldn't you make it in a little round gauge? I want to put it on my gauge pod or on my dash or in a dash like Steve makes or something like that. And just this year, the parts, the little bits and pieces have become available to the little guys like me to do this one. I don't know if you can see that from here. You can come over and see it. This one is being raffled off today. We'll have a drawing here in a little while. This does everything that the original ScanMaster did. It's much more readable. It's got a very high contrast screen. It's a full graphical screen in there. And it's mountable in anybody's gauge pods on the A-pillar or on the dash. It's got a Bluetooth module inside, so it can transmit the data to an Android device or to your laptop. It works with the ALDL streams, all of them, and also the power loggers, and it displays all of more information than the original ScanMaster did. So it's available in a couple of different faces and bezels and stuff. So that's the new product. And we got this done and we're on to the next. I'm also the guy that did the MAF translators. I do a series of chips. We did a volt booster, a boost controller. Where's my list? The power loggers, we did the power loggers back in '07. When the direct scan went obsolete, talked to Kent Chu, and he didn't want to update it to move it to USB. Because all of the parallel ports were going away on the laptops, and he didn't want anything to do with it. So I said, okay, well, with your blessing, I'm going to grab the ball and run with it, and that's where the power logger came from. That's helped us all tune our cars so much better, and is morphed into the SD2 chip stuff, so it runs full speed density. So that's who I am, and this is the new product. I don't have a whole lot more else to say. John covered all of the wiring stuff. I'm kind of the electronics guy. I'll be over here if anybody has troubleshooting questions. Hey, how does this work? Why does my chip do this? Can you make a chip do this? And that kind of stuff. I've got a little table over there if you have any questions. Thanks.